1930s, Disney animators had put their pencils to paper in service of the idea that the greatest inspiration often comes from the magic of nature. Walt Disney himself understood the importance of spending time around animals, studying their behavior and personalities in order to create realistic characters and dynamic storylines. This meeting of the human and animal worlds sparked a legacy of storytelling that has shaped our relationship with animals and conservation forever. Today, we invite you to become a part of that legacy as our own Disney artists help you learn to sketch characters inspired by the very animals found here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Get your pencils ready, because here comes our animation artist now.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the animation experience here at Conservation Station. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. We're good now. All right, appreciate it. All right. Now, my name is Mike. I'm going to be the artist for this class, teaching you how to draw our first set of new characters for this season. And it's going to be, do you know who it is? TikTok. TikTok. Yeah, the crocodile from Peter Pan. That's right. So you excited? Yeah. You guys like TikTok? Yeah. He's so cute. I make a word about it. So before we get started, though, we got to make sure we have everything we need in order to be Disney artists. And you guys want to be Disney artists, right? Let's get you started on that journey. Here's a checklist of things we need to have. First, pencil. Do you have pencil? Pencil, great. That's what you're going to be using to draw with. Yes, using the pointy end, not the other end. If it does have an eraser on it, let me challenge you not to use that eraser. As Disney artists, as animators, we draw a lot of drawings. We got to get this whole thing done in 20 minutes. And of course, with animation, it's 24 frames per second. That's a lot of drawing, so the artists are drawing pretty quickly. They get the drawings drawn, they pass it off to the next team of people, which are the cleanup artists, who can pay considerably less. And then they're the ones who erase all those extraneous lines to make the image look really, really nice and pretty for the ink and paint team. So, as animators, we're not going to be doing any erasing at all. Okay, you're not an animation artist. You're a cleanup artist. There you go. You can do that all you want. All right, fantastic. With that out of the way, next thing is, of course, the paper. You have the paper. Paper normally would give you a blank sheet and make you draw the big oval shape right there with the perfect guidelines, placing the marks exactly where they need to be so that you can draw a perfect version of TikTok. Look at that paper. You're welcome. Great. And finally, last but not least, is of course the board itself you're drawing on. That is not something to be drawing on itself, just to put the paper on and hold your paper for you. The boards are ours, so do not draw on the boards. Do not put your Instagram accounts on the board. Some people are still doing that. I do not know why. We don't care what your Instagram account is. We're not going to use it. It's just something else for us to have to erase for later on. So please do not draw or write on those boards. If you do happen to do anything to those boards, I will not be angry. I will not be upset. I will just be disappointed. That's close. Okay. Finally, we need something to inspire us. So if we're going to be drawing TikTok, crocodile, we need to have something to inspire. So normally we just bring the live animal into the studio for you to be able to see it, but I'm not sure you guys would be too thrilled about us bringing in a live crocodile right here in front of you. That should be a little bit intimidating, right? So we're going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're going to do the next best thing. Our team took some images and took some video of a crocodile from a safe distance. So here's your chance to be able to see our inspiration for drawing TikTok to the screen left and right. And here should be sound.
Meet blue.
There we go.
With so many crocodiles in one place, you may have a tough time figuring out which one is blue. It might be easier to talk about some of the most likely places to find him and the posse he hangs out with. Crocodiles have complex social relationships and guard spaces that are important to them. Where to get food, where to swim, or where to bask in the sun. Maintaining a premium basking place is important to blue and all crocodiles because basking is one of the ways that they regulate their body temperature. At the moment, it's hot, so Blue is staying in the water. He and the other 3 crocodiles he spends his time with, Ben, Grady, and Kern, tend to stake out a shady spot around the bridge for themselves. Swimming directly at another animal with the tail raised is a way to say, "This is my space, buddy." even though there are plenty of basking spots for all, in winter months, this little patch of real estate is the place to be. The crocodile who basks here is like the person who always gets the comfy chair in the TV room, or the seat at the head of the table. Blue and the 3 others frequent this area. Ben and Grady are usually the muscle of the operation, and keep the other animals out of their spot. How do we keep up with everything going on amongst Blue and his friends? There's a team that observes them closely.
We do a lot of observations with our crocodiles on the exhibit. I can't always be out there as much as I love to. The great thing is that we have cameras all throughout the enclosure that allow us to see the crocodiles from pretty much anywhere, like this computer here.
You can see all of the Nile crocodiles when you ride Kilimanjaro safaris. You'll know just where to find Blue and his squad in their VIP section.
So, do you guys feel inspired? That didn't sound very inspiring to me. All right, let's dive in. It says we go into drawing on TikTok. So starting TikTok, one of the first features that when you ever see a crocodile or observe it in the wild, it's usually going to be in the water, and the one way you know it's going to be there is because it has the 2 lead bumps for the eyes. So that's exactly where we're going to start. Counting down from the top here, 1, 2, 3, there are 3 guidelines. We're going to use the second and third to draw the beginning of our eyes. So here we go with the shape of the eye. It's kind of like the shape of an egg. The shape of an egg, not the size of an egg. Draw this egg-shaped oval right here, and it has a slight tilt. Just going to draw it lightly, do not make it dark. I mean, we are going to mix the darkness, but I want you to draw it lightly right now. Between the second and third little guidelines here. Playful little look. Okay, that's the left eye. The right eye, this arc going through a circle is for the center of the face, but because he has a playful look to himself, the right eye is going to be moved further over to the right, so we are still going to keep the shape basically the same, but we're going to move this oval a little further over. So I'm going to have this one kind of extend out past the guidelines on the right, but I still want the same basic shape. So fit your next oval shape right in there, and there's your 2 ovals for those eyes. Yeah, that's going to be for eyes for TikTok. All right, I got those eyes drawn in. I mentioned before the part of the crocodile you see most when you see them all is the guys popping out of the water. It isn't the eyes too much you see, but it's their brows. So we're going to build this shape of the brow on the left side first. Over on the left, we're going to build this big knobby feature that kind of curves right above the eye. So again, kind of lightly build this shape. You can see what I mean by knobby. It's kind of bulbous at the top here. So control that bulbous shape for the brow right there on top. Okay. And build that one. We're going to do the same thing for the right side too. I'm going to start from the right side next to where the left one was, and build another one of these knobby features for his brows, curving right over the top. All of it in. I just kept it kind of light. No dark marks yet. There's a reason why. We'll get to that soon. Okay, next we got those out of the way. Next, we're going to put some throwaway lines. These are lines just to help you draw the rest of the drawing. So there's a horizontal line going through your oval. Pay attention to that one right now. And look at the screen. I'm going to have a mark here roughly about a ½ an inch in. We're going to draw a little bit of vertical mark here, a ½ an inch in. And then I'm going to drag that line down because this is going to be too thick. It's going to be useful for later on as well. Can you see a little vertical line here? We're going to do another one over on the right side. This one's a little different because the way his head positions from the edge of the brow, then we draw a line down. And this one's a threefer. It's going to help us mark 3 things. There you go. Brow, down here all the way down. You'll see why that's important later on. All right, now let's build this neck shape for the upper portion of the snout. Again, I cannot stress this enough. Do not make this dark. Keep this very, very light, this next part. And you'll see why in a moment. We're going to curve the shape of the snout from the brow here. It's going to curve it wide and build it right to that point. Right over there, to that line. And we're going to do something similar to the right side. There's not as far to go, but we're still going to draw a curve that goes right to the point. Again, keep it light. That line on the right side. Okay. Now here, I want you to draw something else. We need to draw the curves that are going to be towards the snout. So what I want you to do is find the distance that's halfway between the bottom of your oval and this horizontal guideline. Kind of pinpoint where that half mark could be. Spot right in there. any half mark. Between here and the bottom, somewhere in the middle. Pretty good. And now we're going to draw a line, again very lightly, from this line over here, this spot way over here, and watch where I'm going with this, because you can draw this as well, to the corner of the small oval down the bottom. Now, this is for the bottom part of the snout. So draw a light line right from here to there, right to it. So that's just to help you draw this next piece. And here we go. Watch with that out of the way. We're going to draw a curve that shows the curve of the snout. Going through that to the horizontal mark you made. And then below it, I'm going to add a smaller curve that's going to take us right to where we ended up with that line. Just drew the curve of the entire upper snout. Okay. Switching sides to the other end, we're going to draw another light line to give us the basic outline of where this snout's going to go. This time you're aiming from the snout on the right towards the center of that little oval. Now don't go all the way through to the oval. We just want to get to that point. Aim for that section. That's going to give you the basics of where we're going with this. And once you've done that, we're going to draw another curve. This time only a single curve. That takes you right to the ball of the snout. Alright, so we got that taken care of. Now we're going to add in one little feature here that I want to know. We'll put that up later. We'll get to that later. Now it's time to draw the brow creases. Alright, so we got the shape of the snout worked out. It's time to add in the shape for the brow creases. And for TikTok, these are kind of one of the more enduring, cute little features. And watch this up on the screen as I draw this. This entire thing is like a snake-like curve that we're going to begin right above the eye, curve around the eye. Just look at the screen as I draw it. Curve around this left side, and then float right along that curved guideline. So we made like a big snake and curve around the eye, and over to the left. Yep. Draw that as you will. You can see it curves over here to the edge of the oval. Now it doesn't go to the edge of the oval, just close to it. Once you've got the little snake curve drawn, we're going to do the same thing to the other side. You can begin by turning this into like a number 6. Just like a 6. It does. And then below, follow the line all the way over to the right side, drawing the rest of your snake. What you're doing is you're creating his smile. I always tell you, never smile at a crocodile. Well, he's smiling at you. There's a smile right there. And in fact, if you want to, we can add an additional crease to kind of emphasize that smile. Maybe this is a dimple. You do this on both sides. Add a little crease there and emphasize that smile. Great. With that done, we can actually make that a little heavier if you want, but I'll save that for later. Get that out of there. So now we got that all taken care of for the creases. Now we're going to put some creases under the eyes too. So under the left eye, we'll put a little bit of curve with any laugh lines. Under the left eye, one little laugh line. Under the right eye, we're going to draw 2 little laugh lines. 2. In case you're wondering, he's not symmetrical on where this is going. Okay, with all that done, let's go ahead and darken what we've just finished. That snake-like shape, give you guys a chance to catch up. So I'm going to go ahead and darken the curve here, all the way around, making that snake-like curve nice and dark. This is what makes him kind of cute and adorable. Take this around, and there's the snake-like curve on the right side, and there it is. And you can vary your line a little bit. You can let it be thick and thin if you want. Hey, since we're here with the eyes, go ahead and darken the egg shape for the oval as well. Yeah. The eye is positioned, allow crocodiles to rest comfortably underwater, while they can still watch for prey above the waterline. Here's a curve of the other eye. Build this egg-like shape a little bigger and darker. There you go. All right, fantastic. Great. All right, now the next thing for us to worry about is going to be that little bitty snout we have at the bottom here. We kind of worked our way towards it. Let's go ahead and finish it. All right. So for the snout, looking at this little smaller oval, about halfway through the oval, about halfway through, put a little mark right here. Halfway through the oval, a small mark. We're going to build a hamburger bun. And the first part of a hamburger bun is the upper portion of the hamburger bun. So I'm going to build my hamburger bun shape right here using that little line and the upper part of your oval. Yeah, so it's a little smushed. It's a slightly smushed hamburger bun. There you go. And yeah, you can make that dark because this is the entire snout. This is bold and nothing else is going to impede our drawing of the snout. Let it be dark, it's okay. Yeah. All right, now for the lower portion of our hamburger bun, to know where that is, look up at the screen. The bottom part of the upper bun to the bottom part of the oval, split the difference again. We'll mark in the middle. Put the difference to draw that little bitty mark. And then we can draw the lower bun. Yep. Here it is, this is a smaller shape. What we're actually drawing is the gum line for the upper part of the snout. We're actually going to draw the gum line. That's not the entire upper and lower snout, that's just the upper part. And this line we drew here for the separation of our hamburger bun, that's the color separation for the gum line. All right, so if that's the case, if that really is the gum line, here's what I want you to do. Of these lines that we just drew, make the left one darker. A nice curve all the way around. If you like it, go ahead and make it darker. Don't do the right side yet, left side. Now that you made that darker, we're going to add a gum line to this one too. For this gum line, look up at the screen, I'm going to add a curve right inside of it and bring it right back to the dimple. We're showing the gum line over here. There. So we're going to add it next to the curve to the inside of that snout. Now for the right side, we're going to do one thing here that we're going to go out of order for. I want to add the one tooth that we're going to see from TikTok that's sticking up, and here it is. The one tooth looks like a little bitty candy corn shape sticking out. The only tooth sticking up, all the other teeth are going to be sticking down, or sticking out, curving down. This is going to be sticking out. The reason I did that now is because we don't want it to impede our drawing of this curve here. So darken that curve for the right portion of the snout. Once we've got the right curve drawn in, guess what we need to add to it? Another gum line. So right on top of it, draw in another line. It doesn't have to be parallel, it can vary a little bit. Gum line on top of it, so there you go. Now you have the gum line visible from the right side. Well, that all figured out, there's a few more things we need to add to our TikTok. We need to add some creases on his snout. When you look at the snout in the water, there's little lumps and little graduated curves, and since this thing is projecting towards us, we need to show how it's doing that. So here's how you know where the creases are going to go. Look at the height of your upper bun right here. See the upper bun you drew? Measure it if you want. You can eyeball it too. Measure the distance here, the height of that upper bun. And watch what I do up here. Watch this. I'm going to shift it up once, mark it, shift it up again, and mark it. I got 2 marks, which is double the upper hamburger bun, 2 spaces, so you know where the curve's going to go. So you see there's the one for the first time, then one for the second one. All right, for the first one, we're going to angle this little curve for the snout, and do not worry about this curve being even on left and right. It is not. In fact, if you draw it even, it's going to be a little weird because, in case you didn't notice, nothing about him is even right now. So you don't want to make the curve even for that first one. For the second curve, that one is pretty even. So you're going to curve up through that mark to either side and draw a little bitty window here, a little arc. And let that be just about even on both sides. And there's the curve for your snout. See that? You can curve up a little higher if you want to make it nice and thick. There's the third one. The third one fits neatly between these 2 little bitty horizontal marks between the eyes. Don't forget this one, it's kind of important. Right there between the eye, it kind of rests as a bridge to kind of show you the twisting of his snout. All right, got the snout taken care of. The next thing is to define the shape of his head a little more. So what I want you to do now is watch when I draw this curve, and once you see what I'm doing, you're going to be able to follow it too. So beginning on the left brow here, watch what I do first. I'm going to begin inside my oval, curve around the right, following the oval. Then I get below here, I'm going to aim towards the bottom of the snout. Now you draw it. Curving inside the oval, follow the snout, and let it aim towards the bottom of the lower snout. That's the shape you need for the left side of the head. For the right side of the head, something very similar. Watch what I do. Watch mine first. Here we go, up on the screen. Curve around the right, inside the oval. As I get around the bottom over here, once I get to that little line, And then aim towards the bottom of the snout, let that line kind of peter out. Now you guys do the same thing. There you go. Draw that right side. Great. Sides of the snake real quick. Sides of the snake. Sides of the snout of his head are formed. All right, with that done, let's have a little more fun. This is the more relaxed time of the drawing. Go ahead and darken the brow curves up and around the top. I didn't want you to darken it yet because you didn't know where the brow stopped and the side of the head started. But now you can see that. You can go ahead and make some decisions about this cute little feature TikTok. And get that nice snobby little feature drawn in, and you can see how it kind of breaks out of the shape of the head. Nice curves across the top. Alright guys, he has a very blank stare. Let's put his pupils in here, okay? For the pupils, when you draw this little oval shape for the pupil, be sure to draw, it's like the size of a kidney bean or lima bean. Draw the full oval. Do not draw an arc, half circle. Draw the full oval against the eye wall. And do this on both sides. Full oval shape. Don't cheat yourself out of the full oval. You need to draw the full oval in there. Okay? If you draw it like a little half oval or an arc, you're going to make it cross-eyed. Don't do that. Once you've drawn that little shape, inside of the little oval you drew, draw another little oval, solid black. He's smaller, and those are his pupils. Right there inside, he's staring right at you, looking very, very playful-like. All right, fantastic. Next, we need to put in one more throwaway line to help us with the remainder of our drawing. One more throwaway, and we just lost it. Give us a second. Come back on. Please stand by. There it is. Zoom in on the top. Okay. Above the snout, let me draw a line going to left to right. This is your last throwaway line. Notice how this line is now crossing with the other throwaway line you drew? See that? That's why you drew that there. Okay, this allows us to build the partner's throat. So from the left side, once you've got that done, we're going to build the rest of his throat here. We're just going to draw one arc, an arc line, and then you line it towards down towards the bottom of your drawing. And there we can show just a little hit to the shoulder. Here's below that, on that little arc, this little opening line. Hit it off with that one. That's the left side. Switch to the right. These are a little bit easier to draw. At the same point where all these lines are crossing over each other, we're just going to draw a little crease for the throat here. And then a little S curve for the rest of his shoulder on the right side. So there's that right edge of our chin top. Fantastic. Now, let's see, two things left to add to our drawing. Nostrils. People draw a little bitty teardrop shape. Right there on the curve of the oval. Drawing one on either side. You don't want to be, you want them to be able to breathe. So there's a little bitty nostril, little teardrop shape. Stand right. Little nostrils. And now the other important thing to add for a crocodile, we only drew one. We need a lot more. Teeth. All right, so as we get ready to draw the teeth, I want you to remember this. Think of them as not as jagged, pointed teeth. They're rounded. They're not going to be sharp points at all. They're going to be rounded, kind of like candy corn, all right? So we're going to do these in groups of three. We'll begin on the left side and draw our first row of two, right here. Just imagine candy corn, or think of it as like a U that wants to be a V. And then draw two of them right here. So we're going to do it in sets of three. So there's two right behind each other, and here's the third one, just a bit behind it. We're going to stagger some of the teeth. Some will be close to each other, and some will be staggered apart. Think of that, it's cute already. Moving away down the mouth, we're going to add three more. This one's going to be right by that second curve from the lower portion of the snout. And we're going to stagger these in, more candy corn shapes. So there's one, a second one right beside it, two, and there's a third one to the right, three. Notice the teeth are kind of pointing in different directions slightly, just gives them a more cute look. All right, two more teeth on the right side. These will be short ones. Right, they're a little bitty J-like curves. You're going to draw these in. Two teeth right there. And then I'm going to move up the right side of the mouth and add just a few more. We're going to draw in groups of three again. Another little V. I can't decide whether it's going to be a U shape. Three here with the one in the middle. There it is. I'm working my way up the right side of the mouth. Three of them here. And then the last three. Guys, if you just want to draw some little bit of U shapes, if you don't want to match mine exactly, if you want to add more teeth, hey, go right ahead. This is your TikTok drawing. There. Now, we're almost done. We've got just a little bit more to add, and that is, where's the bottom part of the jaw? Well, let me show you. We need to add more teeth for that. Here they are down below. This would be the biggest set of teeth you're going to draw yet. Nice long tooth right here. This is a pretty big candy corn piece. That one hanging down there, the bottom, I'm pointing to it. And we'll add 2 more on the other side. These will be a little narrower. There's 2 of them right behind each other, so there we go. Now, if those are the teeth hanging down, where's the rest of the bottom lip? Let me show you. I'm going to zoom out just a little more so you can see where the bottom lip is. It's going to sit right between these 2. Draw this little bitty curve and giving us the bottom lip. Either side. We'll curve the bottom lip. And you can see a little crease here. I'm going to show you how it's pushing up against the upper lip. And there it is. Alright guys, very good. You have just drawn TikTok. So, did you have fun drawing that cute little crocodile? Awesome. Does it look like TikTok? You guys think, alright, very good. So, in just a moment, you're going to hear a voiceover. Oh, actually, I want you to look over there, that far right wall. You're going to see Walt over there who's drawing some deer. You'll see Frank and Ollie back over there too. Frank and Ollie too, the 9-year-old men in the classic animation days, years back. Probably many of you have a favorite Disney character that was drawn by them. And behind them is Retta Scott and Mary Blair. Retta Scott's the first female Disney animator. Do you see what's happening here? We used a crocodile, a live crocodile. We saw Blue to help us to draw TikTok. There they are, their drawings using live animals as a reference too. Guys, it doesn't get any more Disney than this. And they give you goosebumps. You are now continuing a tradition begun by them many, many years ago, and the new artists are right here in front of us. There you are. So, don't forget to sign your name. My name is Mark Cavalis. I'm very proud to be a Disney artist. Today's, you put that in there. And when you get back out here, guys, as you're going through waterways out there, one thing you can help us out to do is to give up some cleanup projects in our lakes and streams to help keep the litter out of them, to keep our environments nice and safe for animals, for all other animals, including the crocodiles, yes, and for the safe for them, so we can continue to keep them in there doing what they need to do, keeping our streams and rivers safe. So, I second the lap boards. Leave the lap boards in the seats, yes, but the pencils. The voiceover is going to tell you to leave the pencils there. Don't do that. Bring the pencils all the way to the right to someone holding an acrylic bin who's not there right now. Well, there will be an acrylic bin, and you need to bring the pencils all the way to them, and be sure to put the pencil in that acrylic bin. Yeah, guys, it was a pleasure being able to share with you how to draw TikTok. Thank you for letting me take you on this journey. The rest is up to you. Continue drawing, but just don't continue drawing here. We got to get ready for the next class. Thanks very much, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you all.